And we're now joined on the phone from Budapest by Times of Israel diplomatic correspondent Raphael Ahren. Raphael, first, thank you for joining us. And yes, the sad memories from the past, they were brought up. We heard that. But there's also a much brighter, say, present and future in the Israeli-Hungarian relations, which are flourishing these days.
Yes, that's true. Good evening, first of all, from Hungary. It's absolutely true, and the Prime Minister is asking us reporters to focus not only on the controversies regarding the apparently anti-Semitic billboard campaign and controversial comments about Hungary's fascist wartime leader, but also on the budding bilateral ties. He keeps on pointing out that this is the first ever visit by a sitting Israeli Prime Minister to Hungary. And it's true that bilateral relations are really on an upswing. Hungary is interested in buying Israeli natural gas once it's ready to be exported from Israel, and Hungary also is interested in automotive technology coming out of Israel. Today, Prime Minister Netanyahu and Prime Minister Ahren signed two agreements on cultural ties and also on high-tech and agriculture and other such things.
And Israel, since Prime Minister Netanyahu especially has tried to expand Israeli diplomacy, if in the past Israel was completely dependent on the United States and perhaps Western Europe, now we see a lot of effort in Africa and China and the Far East, and this effort perhaps in Eastern Europe, in countries such as Hungary, but not only Hungary. That's another step in this effort?
Sure, absolutely. His visit here in Central Europe needs to be seen as part of the effort to widen Israel's ties of international relations. It's true that Hungary is a particularly friendly country towards Israel in terms of support for Israel in international relations. Prime Minister Netanyahu pointed that out today and thanked Prime Minister Orban for that. Tomorrow, Prime Minister Netanyahu is meeting with the Visegrad group. That's a consortium of 4 Central European countries: Hungary, Poland, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia. He's going to meet with the prime ministers of all of these 4 countries, and this is absolutely an effort to further expand the ties of Israel with nations that can vote or at least abstain on hostile resolutions at the UN.
Not only the UN, but they're also part of the European Union, which of course we see sometimes the traditionally friendly countries to Israel in Western Europe, such as France, even the UK and Germany, not always very reluctant to vote towards Israel. Then come the Eastern European countries and perhaps help to balance that.
Absolutely. As I said, Hungary is one of them, and of course the Czech Republic, arguably Israel's best friend on the European continent when it comes to votes in the European Union. That's absolutely correct.
Raphael Ahren, Times of Israel diplomatic correspondent, joining us from Budapest. Thank you very much for being with us.